Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're playing the game Meet Your Maker, and I'm going to be going over another type of gift outpost. This setup, I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to try to explain it to you on how it works. This setup actually is a gift outpost, but it doesn't give you experience. It's designed in a different way than the loop outpost that I've shown you before, where you run the seam and you cause the bomb injectors to go off. With that experience, that outpost, you get experience for it. The game gives you experience and rewards, and you got to manually pick up the rewards. The way this type of outpost works, and I call it the honey well, because it's like a honeypot, it's just all in one location. And what we're going to do is you're going to see how this works. Now we're going to try to get to the location before they start to spawn. So they're going to start to spawn right here in front of us. See them start to fall here? And you're probably asking yourself, how is this happening? And what it is the game, the way the designer made the game was, if you, the player, do not initiate the destruction, the game system sends the tokens to axis 0, is what I'll call it. So it's 12 squares from where Harvey starts, 1 square down. So if you've got an outpost that has this square open and it's not bedrock, this is where those tokens go that are created by the game when the player has not initiated the series of events to kill the mobs. Now up there on that platform, what they've done, and I'm going to show you with my Honeywell map, how I set it up, where they've got systems going off that are destroying each other, and that's why they're magically appearing here. So I get no experience at all towards my character, but I get the rewards. So if I go into here and start the process again, and just start over and run down here, then they'll just start appearing again. And what I like to do is get there and just have them just drop on my head. And then we'll see on the side here the rewards. See, there's no experience being gained. I'm just getting the yellow tokens and the blue tokens, the parts and the synthite. That's all I'm getting. And like all the other gift space we talked about, this is going to give me diminishing returns. So the more I die, the less rewards you're going to get. So what I've told people when you do these type of bases, the loop bases or the gift bases, that you just want to die 5 times. And then what you want to do is you want to abandon the raid and then come back to it when you need some more tokens, when you want or need more tokens. And so you get diminishing returns. So what we're going to do is, like I said, we've got 310 during those, 3 deaths, 2 deaths, or how many deaths I just had. So I'm just going to abandon the raid, and I'm obviously going to give the designer some props here. I give him 2 because help him prestige it. And then I'm going to move on back to the sanctuary. So once we get here, I'm going to then open up my Honeywell base, and I'll explain it to you and how I built mine. And that's this London Mills is the place. And I've already had a few people do the content, and they seem to enjoy it, and they got the understanding of what the premise was. It just, unfortunately, with this setup, the player doesn't get experience because they're not destroying the traps or killing the mobs themselves. My Honeywell is right here. So all the objects will fall here nicely in a pile here on the floor, and then the person could either walk into the cube to die, or they could do the escape RF. That will also reset the dungeon or the outpost and send them back to the beginning. I've got my tombs that are open and available. There's one there, there's one here, and there's one on the other side. So what happens with my system here is, let's go up here. Okay. What I've got here is these are on, some of these are on self-destruct. And what's nice is you don't have to waste capacity with making them all self-destruct. You just got to make the key ones and the key areas self-destruct, because they're going to destroy, like if this one's on self-destruct, it's going to destroy all the ones around it. So that means if you want the chain to keep on going, then this one has to be in self-destruct, and then this one has to be in self-destruct, and then this one has to be in self-destruct. So you don't want to waste capacity putting them all in self-destruct. Then you have a warmonger fall into a corrosive cube, and the warmongers get dead man switch. These at the top here are on self-destruct. And because you can't have traps overlay, or these type of overlay traps, I've put incinerator traps here because you can fit them in here because they don't interrupt other traps. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sit right here on this thing, and I'm going to start it from here, and we're going to watch what's going to happen. Oh, this is gonna, yeah, it's gonna start me at the top. Sometimes it likes to start me in a different location. And they're just gonna destroy themselves. And then what's gonna happen is down there below, if I was an actual player, all the rewards would magically appear right here. And that's how the Honeywell setup works, the gift Honeywell setup. I call it the Honeywell. I like naming things, and to me it's like a honey pot. You just go to one location and then you can just loop it. I mean, it is kind of a loop base, but with the traditional loop base, you would run a seam and you'd get experience in the process because you're initiating the destruction by running through the traps. Here, it's being done automatically above by the system. All right, well, thank you for joining me, and this has been the Tarkus Zone.